You are listening to Book Clips, a mini podcast in which authors or narrators do readings from novels. Check out the show notes for the synopsis and buy links for this book.
Hey there, my name is Nico J. Jenes and I'm the author of the Reverie series. Today I will be doing a reading from the prequel Magnetic Reverie. The scene takes place after Lana had to take lots of pills in order to finally fall asleep. The alarm sounded and I woke up feeling perfect. The room was still dark and silent. I was alone in bed. I didn't feel like I had slept for too long, but at least I felt good and my head seemed clear. This was what I wanted most of all. I stood up, despite a light dizziness, but when I managed to open my eyes properly, I realized that I didn't recognize the room I was in. This wasn't my bedroom. How did this happen? It felt strange. Looking around, I was trying to figure out what was going on. The decor was nice and cozy, but I was so confused as this wasn't my bedroom. What was going on? I kept looking around and went to the window. To my surprise, it wasn't the usual view, although it felt familiar. It was dawn, but the street lights were still on. I could see lots of trees, a river, and some bicycles parked next to a terrace in front of a restaurant. A few people were walking, most likely heading to work, although it seemed far too early for this. Well, that was the least of my worries. It seemed very much like my home city, but I couldn't think clearly, so I wasn't sure about anything. I was confused and scared at the same time. I sat back on the bed, trying to figure out what was going on. I tried to relax, telling myself there must be an explanation. I left the room, and to my left, I heard the sound of a shower, so somebody else was in the apartment. The sound was very clear, so it had to be very near. Outside the bedroom was the hallway, which didn't look familiar either. I stopped in front of the bathroom door and hesitated for a moment. I found the courage and knocked as I had to know what was going on. There was no answer, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I decided to go in. I knocked again and entered without waiting for permission. I had to figure out why I'd woken up in a different bed. I didn't care if my actions might seem intrusive. The water stopped running, the shower cabin's door opened, and somebody stepped out. It was a young woman. "Hey, can I get some privacy here?" I heard her voice, though she didn't sound disappointed by the disturbance. If it was me, I'm sure I would have freaked out seeing a stranger in my bathroom, but she seemed cool. Strangely, she didn't seem bothered and she didn't even look surprised at seeing me. I tried not to look at her naked body, which, by the way, looked beautiful. She had to be around the same age as myself. She smiled nicely while wiping her hair and wished me good morning. I must have looked shocked because she stopped and looked at me. "Are you okay?" she asked. "Depends on what you think okay is," I exclaimed. "You've probably had a bad dream, but don't worry, dear. It was just a dream. I'm almost finished, so I will give you some space in here. A fresh morning shower will do you good. By the way, Lana, do you have any plans this afternoon? Or can we go see that movie we are talking about?" She knew my name. This couldn't be real. What was happening to me? "Who are you?" I asked. "Are we playing the same game again?" she asked with a nice smile. "Lana, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm in a hurry, so I have to take a rain check on this. We can play later this evening if you don't mind." "What game? I mean it. Who are you? And why am I here?" I must have looked a little freaked out because she paused, looking concerned, but then she gave me another nice smile. She kissed me on my cheek and explained, "Really, babe, as much as I appreciate your playful morning mood, I don't have the time right now. I have a big job interview today, remember?" I was speechless and now totally confused. She left the bathroom and I took to her advice. I undressed and got in the shower. It was a very girly shower, and the water felt pleasant on my skin. I must have been there for ages trying to figure out what the hell was going on. It's true that I had taken a cocktail of different pills the other day, but surely I couldn't be hallucinating this badly. Then it entered my head. This must be a dream. I pinched myself. Nothing. I was still in the shower. The water began to get cold, so I grabbed a towel and got out. The soft material felt nice against my skin. Whoever had bought this towel knew how to shop. I started to look around the bathroom. I found a range of girly stuff, some of which was like the things I had in my own bathroom, even one of the perfumes that I liked to wear. A day cream called Visionnaire from Lancôme was the same. This pleased me. It was the first thing I'd recognized, so I started to feel hopeful. I opened the jar, and before taking some of the cream, I noticed that there wasn't much left inside. It couldn't be possible, as I bought the cream only a few days ago. What was going on? The only thing that seemed familiar, giving me hope, was taken away just seconds later. I wasn't bothered about who had used the cream, but I was brought back to reality. I had woken up in an unknown place, which I seemed to be sharing with someone who knew me, but I don't recognize her. Suddenly, I heard the door opening and closing. I left the bathroom. I would get to the bottom of this. I had to. Outside the bathroom, there was a small corridor. One way led back to the bedroom, and the other to the living room. Of course, there nothing looked familiar. On the right side of the room was a small but modern kitchen with an island placed in the middle, separating it from the living area. It had some nice bar stools lined next to the island. Whoever decorated this apartment had great taste. I might not have been the best at decorating, but I didn't have a problem admitting it when I noticed good work. What am I doing? How can I waste time admiring furniture when I simply can't figure out where I am? I needed coffee to wake me up. Just then, I spotted a coffee machine. Great. At least I could have coffee first and then continue searching for an explanation. I figured out how to use the coffee machine in no time. I sat at the breakfast bar, enjoying my drink. I was hoping to get a sign, anything, that could explain what was going on. I noticed a post-it on the fridge that said, "I didn't want to disturb you in the bathroom as I was in a hurry. Talk to you later, babe." Was this note for me? It seemed so. Okay, so this girl knows me. She knows my name. She calls me babe, and she didn't seem surprised at all that I showed up in her bathroom. Who was she? I can't recall seeing her before. From what I saw of her, she seems attractive. Not a typical beauty, but she had that one special thing. Her blue eyes were beautiful, yet oddly familiar in a way. It feels like I have seen them before, but didn't have a clue. Were we roommates? Okay, she was going for a job interview and expects us to spend the evening together. I suspect that I am due to go to work, having just woken up in a city that I appear to be living in. I decided to look around a little, maybe to get to know more about the woman I had just met. I noticed a bookshelf where I could see many classics, fashion and beauty magazines, and a few dictionaries. Then I spotted it. I was afraid of this, but there it was. A picture of the two of us together. We were smiling and seemed happy. A bridge and the view of the ocean was behind us. We seemed really content. When was it taken? I don't look any different, so it can't have been taken that long ago. What was going on? I looked again out of the window. I was even more convinced that this was my hometown. Maybe I could visit my parents. There is a chance that they are still in the country. Wait, that's ridiculous. None of this is real, so how am I going to find them? I was dreaming for sure. I had to be. You have been listening to me, Nico J. Janes, doing a reading from my novel, Magnetic Reverie. I hope you have enjoyed the reading, despite my strange accent.
You have been listening to Book Clips. Check out the show notes for the synopsis and buy links for this book. If you are interested in showcasing your novel, then check out the show notes for more information.